Today's the 27th of September, and we are at another karate tournament in Conway, Arkansas. This is our youngest grandson. Boy, he's really gotten tall. I can't believe this.
Mr. Brent Bailey, please come to the back secretary's table. Mr. Brent Bailey, please
wow.
come to the back secretary's table.
That's pretty good, pretty good. I haven't seen that routine before. Alright, let's see what he does with the John Bong, which is the staff. I don't know if he's got a whole new routine or not.
Brent Bailey.
We haven't seen John in a few months, so.
Bailey, please come to the back secretary's table. We need judges, and we need your help, sir.
Got some new moves I haven't seen before. Pretty good show, pretty good show. All right, after the first round, you've got one that says Great American Cookies.
All of them say Great American.
Does that mean you're a cookie maker?
That means I get cookies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What?
Let's talk to this random mother here. Excuse me. What do you think of this random child here? Did he do real well?
He must have great parents.
He's got great parents. Yeah, like more like great grandparents. And here we are with traditional forms. I'll stand up here where I can see a little better. Pretty good. He has to do each of these moves that's required. There's nothing creative on his part. He's got to do every one in order in a certain way. And these judges over here are watching him. Everything must be right. We're talking position of the feet, movement, you know, position of the arms, stability, everything. Good job. Good job. All right. Second place in forms. First place in sparring. First place, traditional weapons. You gotta put on a show here. First place in combat sparring. Look at all these medals. Holy mackerel. You're gonna look at the studious look here. All right, look at me. All right, we had 8 events and we pulled 7 first places and 1 second place, right?
Right.
What happened to that second place? You fell on your butt, right?
They had to let someone else win.
Oh, you had to let someone else win. Well, congratulations, big boy.
Thank you.
Well, our second radish planting is doing really well. Much better than I expected. Look how tall they are already. It's only been a week. Holy mackerel. And now the ones over here where I planted individually are also doing the same thing. Got to get a few leaves out of there. Now what we need to do is we have to do some thinning here. And you have to be brutal about thinning. You can't be, you can't be real dainty and everything. Now what I don't want to do is pull up plants side by side next to the ones I want to keep and disturb the roots. The best way to get thin in a pot like this is to use a pair of scissors. Like this one here, these two here are too close. So I'm just going to snip that one off, okay? And that way we do not disturb the roots of those around it. Now I'm going to go all the way through here. I might be able to snip that one there too. I'm just going to take my time. I think those 3 are now far enough apart. But I'm going to take my time and I'm going to go all the way through here and thin wherever necessary. Works real good with a pair of scissors in a small pot. Alright, the thinning is done. Now I just left most of the cuttings right there. They'll dry up and rot away. And I'll go ahead and water these things one more time. I only had to do a little bit of thinning here, just 2 or 3, where I had dropped 2 seeds into a hole instead of 1. So let's go ahead and water them up, and probably a couple more days I'll come back and do a second thinning. This weekend I thought I'd make some Italian spaghetti with Italian sauce and meatballs. Now these meatballs are a little bit bigger than a golf ball, and you have the standard Italian seasoning in them, with a little extra parsley and some onions and some garlic and thing. I put a little bit of basil in there, and I'm fixing to put them in the oven at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. We're going to brown them real good on the outside. Then after they, 15-20 minutes, they get nice and brown. Then we're going to go ahead and put them in this spaghetti sauce I've been whipping up here. Boy, I'll tell you what, this has an outstanding smell to it. I just kind of, went to a couple of sites on YouTube and watched how they made theirs. And then I used maybe 90% of their recipes and 10% of mine. I added a little of this and a little of that. I think I may have to thin it down a little bit. It's a little bit too thick, but we'll be doing that once we add the browned meatballs into the sauce. But the meat, like I said, is half hamburger, half Italian sausage. It's the only way to go for a meatball. The old meatballs are done. I'm going to pick them up now. I only left them in there for 15 minutes, about 18 minutes actually. I didn't want them to cook all the way through. I want them to finish doing their cooking in the sauce. But they're held together very nice. Boy, they sure smell good. That Italian sausage, we're just going to go ahead and dump them down in there like that. There's 30 of these things, and all 30 is going in that sauce. It'll fit. If it don't, we'll make it fit. Well, they all fit. Every single one. And boy, there's going to be a meatball in every bite on this one. It's a little bit thick though. I think I'll add a little bit of water to it. Not a whole lot. Just kind of thin it up. I'm going to thin it up as needed as we cook, Starts to get a little thicker again, I'll add a little bit of water. I don't want runny tomato sauce on my spaghetti. No. We want it to cling to the spaghetti a little bit, okay? Now we're just going to let it simmer for about an hour. We'll bring it up a little bit more of a boil. For about an hour, we'll let her simmer away. Well, there's the end result of all my efforts all afternoon. I have to admit, old wifey over there, she helped me cook the spaghetti because I was running out of time and only had 2 hands. With the help of wifey We finally got it on the table. She used her hands to squish the tomatoes and everything, put the tomato sauce in there. And she cooked the spaghetti in the water. I did everything else. What do you think of that, Grandma? Huh?
So you rolled the meatballs that weren't even round.
Oh, that's right. And she warmed up her bread that she made the other day. And Ethan says my spaghetti and meatballs taste like spaghetti and meatballs, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good though, huh? Yeah, that's good. I love this Italian style meatball that we put together using some of the recipes off the net. That worked out great. Yeah, well, just another meal. Worked out good. Grandma likes it, huh?
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap up the video with a little bit of update on this pellet stove for those of you who might be thinking about getting one. I've been having a lot of trouble finding the 3-inch double wall pellet stove piping. The Tractor Supply Company down here, they only had a couple of pieces on the shelf, and they keep telling me, well, you know, we haven't got our shipment in, and they didn't really know when it would be, and you know, it'll get here when it gets here, and that sort of thing. It really irritates me. But Lowe's and Home Depot does not sell it. That's great. They sell a pellet stove at Lowe's and don't sell the piping for it. Wonderful. Just terrific, you know. Anyway, these 2 pieces of piping you see right here cost me $109. $109. A 3-foot piece and what they call a T. Now the T goes on the back of the stove. There is an adapter I have to buy that's only about $13, $14. But the T goes back here on the back of the stove. The adapter goes on first, then the T goes on. Then I have to come up with I'll come off the top of the T with a couple of 45s. One will go this way, another one will go that way, and then it'll go all the way up to where this piping here, I'll need 3 sections of this. And maybe even another 1-foot section to go on it. I don't know. I'm going to try to get away with 9 feet of piping, since it is so expensive. However, you know, I can't squawk too much, because if I'd have bought this online, it would have cost me almost $44 more, plus shipping. And even with the tax, I still saved that $44 by buying this at Tractor Supply Company. So, Cool Blue Lights, Daniel, he works, our good subscriber, he works at Tractor Supply, he said, and he said his piping's all the way already on the shelf. Yeah, because that's up in New York State. Down here in Arkansas, they take their slow time, okay? What's so expensive about this? Well, Brendan, you know, he informed me all about it. He said, it's, you know, you can't use regular 3-inch piping that you would find, say, on a gas water heater. It would melt. It gets so hot coming out of the back there sometimes, you can have temperature surges that would actually melt or cause it to just not function properly if you had single wall, thin gauge aluminum 3-inch piping. This stuff here is galvanized on the outside, but it's lined with stainless steel down the inside. That's what causes it to be so expensive. Let me see if I can get over here with this other one to kind of give you a better look down at the stainless steel. See the stainless steel down there? See how shiny it is? That and it has insulation between the let me get this over here, let you see the other side. Yeah, this stuff is expensive, but you know, if you don't have the right stuff, you don't want your house to burn down over a few bucks. See the asbestos kind of lining between the 2 layers around it. Okay, well, anyway, it's going to wind up costing me probably, let me see, about 30, 60, probably about another $150 to get all the piping I need, maybe even $200. But it's a one-time buy. Once I buy it, that's it. I should never need it again. Well, anyway, I hope you learn a little bit more about pellet stoves. I'm learning as I go, and I still have to put my plate on right here. It's got to be done up there. But today, my great niece is coming over, and we're going to make some bread. She wants to make some bread. She saw me make some bread the other day, and she said, Uncle John, I'd like to make a loaf of bread. And I said, well, no problem. I'll pick you up in a couple of weeks when I make some more, and when I get some time, and we'll make some. So I'm going to do that with her today. She's a sweetheart. Her name is Michaela. And if it's okay with her mom and dad, I might even get her on video here and let you watch her making some bread. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. This is John.